All right, y'all, what's going on? Let's go ahead and jump into it. I know let the music play just a little bit. What's going on? All right, hold on. Let me pull this thing up here. Let's see. You got Marcus Bell. What's up? Mastermind. What's going on? Easy. He said, let's go. Ephraim, what's up, man? He said, hey, yeah, man. I was gonna get on, man, and talk about this. I was gonna talk about something else today, but I said I got to change your heart, man. I want to save that for maybe tomorrow and talk about a few things in this one. But this is the main topic, so we got a main topic today, man. I just want to jump in. Easy said, "How did I know you was jumping on to speak on this?" Hey, I'm in the picture right there. The picture is nice and big right there. I started to put this one up yesterday because I started to jump on. But then I said, nah, let me go ahead and talk about this because it seems to interest a lot of people. Uh, and the thing is, the fight it's not even a fight, man. It's just like what other people be saying. Sometimes it just don't make any sense. Sometimes you just got to look at something and think about it before you just say, oh, that's good. A lot of other stuff going on, man. But yeah, anyways, this fight here, man. I mean, good on Weili. I mean, she wants to get into the mix somehow, some way. She finds this as her opportunity to try and chase greatness. But in my opinion, I just think that so much is going on, and right now, the way that the divisions are going, the perfect time is. I mean, the perfect things are happening right now. Everything's kind of falling in line in line right now. Everything's aligning, basically, is what I'm saying. How we complain about we be complaining about the bantamweight division or the featherweight division. We complain about all these divisions not having fights, but now we got two divisions, two really good champions, and one champion just dethroned another champion that was just dominant. You know what I mean? Like, we got a brand new champion at flyweight. And this whole division, man, it just has so many other great fights to make. A lot of great fighters, a lot of good fighters, and a lot of good matchmaking that can be done. So it's like everything is just falling together for both of these divisions. But every now and then, like I said, people, they want to, which is nothing wrong for her. I mean, like I said, some people just don't want to walk that path. They want to do something else that they feel is on their mind. And if that's on her mind, I mean, we can't change it. I'm just saying, like, it's mostly the fans, I guess I'm kind of addressing here, because I keep thinking like the WMMA fans right now feel like there's a need for these really, really big fights. And I just think that they're kind of desperate for them. That's why I asked that question, man. Are like WMMA fans desperate for big fights right now? Like, do we really need like something that goes through the roof that's going to make everybody a fight that everybody will think of, like Ronda versus Holly or something like that. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, like, if you just let things play out the way they are sometimes, I think that you'll get those big fights. Because to me, I don't really see, for me, like, there's no need to try to rush some type of big matchup again. Not when things are just getting good. Like I said, we just had Valentina Shevchenko dethroned. And everybody want to see what these other contenders can do against Alexa Grasso. People want to see what Alexa Grasso, she has in her as far as defending her belts. I know I do. I know I'm probably speaking for myself. So let me just say me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see Alexa Grasso go in there and defend her belt against the flyweights that are in the division. I don't want to see her fight somebody moving up that's never fought at flyweight that we don't even know is going to be a threat at flyweight. I don't want to see the strawweight champion move up to another division that we're not even sure they can dominate when they haven't dominated their own division yet, right? Let's be real. Like, whenever Weili won the belt, I said, okay, this girl's got some work to do. She's won the belt, look good doing it, and made a successful title defense. So, why not just reign there? Because there's a lot of good matchups there. There's a lot of good fights there, So to me, there's really no need to try and call out this type of fight, try to force something, that you say, UFC 300 is coming up. I think we can do something big by doing a champ versus champ. Not necessarily. Like, you can do UFC 300 and fight the most dangerous fighter in your division, right? And I know I say Yan Xiaonan should get the next title shot, but maybe like a few months back before they locked in the Lemos fight, if you really want the most dominant or the most dangerous fight, you would have said something like, hey, Tatiana Suarez, And that's what I'm saying. And for her position, she could have said, hey, let's do UFC 300, me versus Suarez. The girl that thrashed Alexa Grasso at strawweight, which was a long time ago, but still, calling out Tatiana Suarez would have been a nice thing. That would have been nice. Like, call out Tatiana Suarez at 300. I think a lot of people would want to see that fight. Now, I know when it comes to Grasso, she's got a big fan base, Mexican fan base, the Simp fan base, and so on. But to me, it still kind of rubs some people the wrong way. Nobody's really said that even like the big fans, they never even said like, I want to see Weili go in there and fight Grasso. Like, oh, I think Grasso could beat Weili. Nobody really cares about it. A lot of people want to see her go ahead and beat Valentina again. There's more fans saying, I want to see her fight Aaron, fight Manon, fight the girls that are in the division. Shoot, fight Rose at some point since Rose moved up. But when you got everything going smooth for the strawweight champion right now, it's like, why try to move up to 125 and possibly tarnish your momentum now, tarnish your legacy. I won't really say tarnish your legacy because you could move back down, but you could kill your momentum right now. Could wind up getting exposed in a way that you probably shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? Like, you probably should say, okay, let me pump the brakes and think about this first. So I think that's just a fight that doesn't really need to happen at any point. I think sometimes when, like I said this like 2 years ago, though. Like, I said this 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago when she first had called out Valentina. They had their words when Valentina was the champ, and people were trying to entertain that fight, or Weili was. And I was like, okay, Weili, you just won the belt from Jessica Andrade. You just defended the belt in a war against Joanna, right? So my thing was, okay, just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. But there was some people saying, okay, maybe she can move up and do flyweight. Even her, she was kind of entertaining it at the time. Maybe she wasn't entertaining it as much as she is now, but still, it kind of seemed like it was a distraction because, lo and behold, fight Rose Namajunas, lost it. Came back to fight her again, lost again, So my thing is, like, there's a lot going on for her in the division that she's known for. And I know some people feel like she's one of the strawweights that can go in there right now and dominate. But to me, it's like, no, like you got a good lineup right now, like 2 or 3 fights that you could take on that are some pretty tough tests right now. Those are some pretty tough tests. You already beaten Lemos' name. You made that fight look easy. She made that look easy. But then you got Yan Xiaonan, who could be a test. Okay, if she's not, she's still got a bit of a name. She's got some legit fights on her resume. You could turn into an interesting fight. I still think it is a good fight, as far as the China versus China thing. Um, Still, yeah, still be interested. It'll be an interesting fight. And then you got Tatiana. If you defended your belt alone against them three fighters, I mean, that's a good streak. That's a good streak for you. And maybe if you racked up another one on there, or maybe just had those three, it could almost give Joanna's a run for her money. You know what I mean? Like, I know Joanna defended her belt 5 times, but you look at the 3 that she's fought and say, okay, those 3 girls are looking legit. And then after that, who knows who else could come along? Verna Janarova, good fighters. Those are all good names to be fighting. So to me, I just think that there's a lot in the division that's popping for her to try to entertain a champ versus champ situation. Let me go back up here and read some comments. Let me see what's going on, y'all. BJ, what's up, man? Let me just read through some comments here for a second. I gotta go back up. Mastermind, he said both are great champions. I like both, but if this fight really happened, in my opinion, Grasso takes it. And there's a high possibility of that because I think Alexa Grasso, I'm not even gonna be talking about the matchup in this one because I really don't, like I said, don't find the fight's not really, I won't say the fight's not entertaining, but the fight doesn't really grab me. Let me put it that way. But like you said, she could probably take it because this is her division. She's won the belt, fought Valentina twice. Has a number of fights in the division. She's filled out to the weight. She's a little bit more controlled. She's used to fighting on the outside, and her striking is on point. Grasso could win it for sure. Easy, what's up? He said the super fights are already in their own divisions, to be honest. And at the risk of sounding like a hater, Grasso and Weili don't do big numbers outside their countries. Hey, speak your mind, Easy. I'm with you on this one, man. I mean, I'm definitely with you on the fact that I definitely agree with the first part. The super fights are already in their own division. Because let's be real. With the state of WMMA right now and the fighters that you have right now, putting these two together ain't going to make it any bigger, because still, like I said, even like a lot of the casual fans I know that watch the UFC, they still don't know the women's names. Even whenever Weili and Joanna fought, they didn't really know their names. They enjoyed the fights, but they really didn't know their names like that. But if you let these two do their thing in their own divisions, fights are just as big. Especially Suarez versus Weili. That grabs me more. Suarez versus Weili grabs me more than this fight as I compare it, definitely. And like you said, Grasso and Weili don't do big numbers outside of their countries. Really, yeah. I mean, Grasso have to beat Weili in Mexico. Grasso and Shevchenko 3 in Mexico is going to do big numbers. That's why I think, Valentina was maybe a little steamed about that because she said, let's go do it in Kazakhstan. But, Dana White, when he saw them numbers, he'd been bragging about it. He was like, yo, Grasso, Shevchenko did this and that. So third fight, they might entertain it again there. Right? And then Weili, putting Weili over there against Yan Zhao on. Some people saying, Yan isn't really liked there, but that's the point. That's my whole point. Like, it ain't about being like, it's about, just having some type of personality that people can love and hate. And especially if you're from the country too, it's going to be like, she's going to have the love-hate thing going on, but everybody loves Weili mostly, so that is a good matchup. That's a good matchup over there. That's big. So yeah, I agree with that though. I agree with that, man. Zaman said one thing I'll say, Weili fans will be disappointed. Grasso will show beautiful dissection. And that's what I'm saying too, man. Like, I can't disagree. I mean, like you said too, Mastermind. I got to agree with some of what Zaman is saying. I was about to call Zaman Yan Zhao. No, but yeah, what Zaman is saying, I agree too, man, because she fights a little bit controlled now. Like, Grasso's been in there now with some good fighters that test her composure, test her pressure levels. You know what I mean? Like, they really got her in a position now where, she's got to beat discipline. Like she's got the whole bag. Like you can't be as reckless. Like she's too precise with her boxing. She's already fought hard punches like Macy Barber. Fought a very controlled fight at times with Valentina 2 times. So Viviana Araujo, any of them explosive fighters, she's been able to tame. So it'll be interesting. It's definitely gonna be an interesting fight. Especially seeing how Weili carries the weight, but there's more going in Grasso's favor. That's just to me. That's just to me. Easy said no one is calling for Grasso Weili. Literally, no one can't sell a fight. No one really wants to see that right now. Yeah, like nobody ever called for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody ever called for it. But now, and that's the thing I want to mention too, Easy, is the fact that now you see, like, that's where you see it's just a fan thing. That's how you see it's just a fan thing now, because now that she calls for it, everybody want to jump on. See, me, I'm gonna be real. Like I said, like I don't care who the fighter is. If I'm a fan of them, if they calling for the wrong fights, I'm gonna call it out. Just like whenever Manon called out Rose, like, well, you know what? Like I said, even with Manon, she didn't call Rose, but she acknowledged it because one of the interviewers mentioned Rose's name to Manon, and she said she would welcome her to the division. And I was like, you know what? That ain't a good fight. Like, I don't want to see that fight. I was like, I'd rather see her fight Tyler Santos. Jessica Andrade heels up, fight this puncher. You know what I mean? Fight Aaron. But even that Rose fight, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I like a fighter, I'm gonna be real with it, man. I'm just be real. Like, nobody ever really called for Weili versus Grasso, but now that she brings it up, everybody's like, oh yeah, that's the best fight to make. That's the best fight to make, boss. You know what I mean? Everybody's saying it's real now. Nah, man, just go ahead and tell them, man, that fight ain't what you need. You need to be calling y'all Jean Suarez. Just because I like watching a fighter, I'm a fan of him. Oh man, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Do that. No, I ain't gonna do that, man. I ain't gonna follow him like that just because I watch the fighter. Like, come on. And I think that's where it is for a lot of people. Just because Weili said it's a good fight, they think it is gonna be a good fight, but it don't really do anything for the division. It really don't. Easy said, I hope Weili doesn't think she's getting a Grasso fight that was at 150. Oh yeah. I hope Weili doesn't think she's getting the Grasso that was at 115. She's in for a rude awakening. Exactly. That's just my point. Zach said, y'all think Lamo sleeps Suarez and takes her O? Anything can happen, but I really don't think so. I really don't think so because, I'm not sure if Lamos will exploit what she has, man. I don't think she, will do what she's supposed to do. BJ said 30 people hit that like button. Yeah, man, hit the like button. I like 31 people. You hit the like button if you want. Like I said, if you just here to get mad at me because I don't want to see this fight, that's cool too. I don't care. I'm just trying, like I said, I just want to keep the divisions on track because I know how it is, man. Like the minute one of y'all fighters call out somebody that they don't need to be fighting, y'all gonna be in support. But then let's say if Grasso beats her at 125, gonna have a lot of people hurt. People gonna have their feelings hurt. There was something BJ said. That's why I wanted to go back up here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, BJ said Weili was begging for a champ versus champ fight. She does this every time she has the belt. Yeah, I think you gotta. To me, I'm more impressed if a fighter can just keep their belt and keep it rolling. If the super fight comes, the big challenge. We'll just say the big challenge. If the big challenge comes along, then fine. Get it later on, like when you're kind of bored and you cleaned out your division. That's how I see it. I don't really think we have to just always say I got to get a fight against the champ here, because what if you move up and that champ destroys you? People forget that champions have to be dominant to create a super fight. That's the reason Bud and Spence fought. Right. They cleaned out the division. There was no one else for them to fight. There was nobody else. Yeah. Y'all think you're around here like 2-3 years ago, Easy? That's something I kept saying about Weili, man. I was like, don't bother Valentina until you clean your division out. Don't bother or entertain Valentina until you get bored in your division. Like when Joanna had got 5 defenses, and if she wanted to move up, like if she was having weight issues, oh yeah, go ahead, go up for sure. Wait, Joanna, 5 title defenses. Man, let's say if she did beat Rose, let's say if she did rack up Rose, 6 title defenses, fine. Joanna, you move up. You beat everybody that was in your ranking at the time. Go ahead, move on up. You done defended the belt 5 times. You proved you're a dominant champ. Let's see what you can do against Valentina now, which she did anyway, but that was later on. Realist Bob said, have Manon against Aaron, let Grasso fight Weili. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Have Manon against Aaron, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that part. But let Grasso have Valentina again. That's what I'm saying. Weili needs to defend this belt. How long has it been since she defended the belt now? Hold on, let me pull this up too, because we got a lot of good fighters down here at strawweight right now. You don't need to be leaving now because Yan Zhana is almost already gone a year without fighting. So that's going to be messed up on their part. That's going to be messed up on their part if they do let her move up and fight. Then fighters like Yan Zhana, who are waiting, they're going to have to fight down and put their title opportunity at risk. Marcus said, at this time, if Weili and Alexa fight right now, to me, that will be a waste of a super fight. It is. It really is. Like, to me, at least on a contender level, Aaron and Manon make sense because they've both gone 6-0. You know what I mean? Like, Aaron and Manon both gone 6-0 without a belt in the UFC. They fought their way up. And now it's like, if they can't fight for the title, well, why don't they fight each other right now? That sounds interesting. 2 fighters side by side. And like this one, Weili just got the belt back. Grasso just got the belt back, right? No, excuse me. She just got the belt. Sorry. She just got the belt this year. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Grasso just got the belt this year. Weili just got the belt back against Carla. Defended the belt once. Grasso defended the belt by a draw. Does that really sound like UFC 300 material? I'm just saying, like, what about you, BJ? I know BJ, he gonna go against the grain against me. He might disagree, but I'm just playing. What do you think, BJ? Does that sound enticing to you? Is this really a super fight? Weili defended her belt once. Grasso defended her belt by a draw. They both destroyed fighters. Well, they both finished their opponents. She finished Carla. She finished Valentina. Okay. They both defended their belts once. One by draw. One by domination against Amanda Lemos, who I guess, wasn't fit for that fight. I mean, did that sound like King Kong versus Godzilla? That don't really sound like King Kong versus Godzilla. I've been peeping lately that folks are trying to dismiss Valentina on the slick. I hope she says something, because one thing the UFC will do is pass you up if you don't say something. Seen it before. Yeah, she could, man, because according to somebody, I think it was Claude. I think it was Claude in one of my comment sections. He had said that Valentina's surgery is going to require 2 more surgeries. So, oh boy. So that means Weili might sneak in there. But if she does, man, that's gonna mess up opportunities for like Yan Zhana, man. Nah, they better find somebody else, man. If Grasso can't fight Valentina right away, who said that? Let me find that comment. Grasso versus Chikagan is what I want to see, though. Okay. That's not a bad fight either. I mean, it's the division. I'll take it. I want to see Grasso defend if Weili don't shit. Go, man. I mean, BJ, All right, Colton said it's kind of selfish for them to do this, especially when Aaron and Minoan have been waiting for 2 fights between Alexa and Valentina to play out, and now they have to wait for her to heal. Right? Yeah, time don't wait on anybody. That's what I'm saying. Like, Aaron has time on her side, but Minoan getting a little bit older. It's like, come on. One of these fighters deserves a fight that leads to the title or gives him a title, man. I mean, and to me, that's how I look at it. Like, I'm looking at it without being biased. A lot of people, they look at it like, oh, I don't like this person, so I don't care, or I don't like this person, so Weili deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't look at it like that. I'm like, these fighters did enough to do what they had to get there. You can say Aaron's not popular or not, but Aaron is number 3 right now. Number 3 or number 2? Number 2. Aaron's number 3. No. She's number 2, right? Aaron is number 2 in the division. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, Aaron is number 2 now. Aaron is number 2. So, it don't really come down to popularity, man. It's just like this person did what they had to do. They just won 6 fights in a row in the UFC. So either give it to the number 2 or the number 3. It don't really have anything to do with saying, oh, this person popular, so give it to them instead of the 2 fighters you let fight up for no reason. Don't make any sense to me. Victor said Weili wants to challenge herself, and Weili is not a young fighter. I don't know. People say she's young. They said she can do anything. Everybody always saying that she's fit. She can keep on going. Like, she's this new fighter. So I think she's young at heart. You know what I mean? Like, she's young at heart. So the challenge is right there in her division, though. The challenge is really right there in her division. Let's be real. She's got challenges right there in her division. So to me, it's like, hey, you got them right there. Go ahead and make it happen. It's UFC 300, which means it's going to be a spectacle. WMMA needs a hook into that fight. And a fight between Alexa Grasso was not a bad idea. Yes, they're selfish, but both want to cut of the pay-per-view. Yeah, I don't think it should be a sideshow. Yeah, you want it to be a spectacle, as in the best fighting the best. That's how I see it. Like, I don't want it to be a sideshow or, pretending to be a sideshow, because to me, if you really know their resumes and what they're doing, to me, it's like they aren't really making a super fight here. It's a champ versus champ thing, yeah, of course, but it's not really holding weight. Like, let me see who else can I think of here. Trying to give a good example. Well, I'll come back to it. Bluebird said it's not a sideshow, it's a good promotion. Not really. Not to me. Like, I don't think it's a good fight. I just don't think it's a good fight for 300. You got good fights right there in the division. I don't really even see it as good promotion, because then after that, when one of the other loses, their stock goes down. Because let's say if Weili wins, then what? You really think she's going to stick around and defend the belt? And then Valentina wins the belt. And then after that, what happens? Valentina gets the belt back. Then we right back to square one again. And then, strawweight might go up vacant. And then somebody else said, I can't remember where I saw this, but it was a comment. Somebody said Weili might wind up losing the belt, and then she might retire or something like that. Or no, they say she'll lose the Grasso and might retire. So I'm like, when did all this happen? Everybody was saying Weili's reinvented herself. Why all of a sudden now Weili got years on her and she has the rush? Everybody was saying she was going to be in for a dominant reign. What happened to that energy? I'm just saying. Before, when Weili beat Amanda Lemos, everybody said, oh, she's going to be around a long time. She can beat everybody. But now that she called out Grasso, it's like, oh, she's on the clock now. She getting old. She got to go ahead and get the big fight. No, man, she got time. If you are training properly, not trying to injure yourself, and you got the skills, and you building up the mental skill, she should be around for a little while. Oh yeah, of course, Bluebird. We will have to disagree. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not going to convince you. You're not going to convince me. It's cool. I think we already established that. Robot Chicken said Chev won and missed the tape, but Weili can't want to fight Grasso for a legacy. I understand it. It was just a proposal. They'll probably be fighting the next contender anyway. Yeah, they should, and they should, and they for sure should. That's just how I see it. Victor said Weili already a 2-time champ at a weight class. Move up the challenge for the double belt is the best move. Yeah, you a 2-time champ. Yeah, she's a 2-time champ, but there ain't nothing like a dominant champ, man. Somebody that can defend that belt. Like, to me, see, I got to use Easy as an example because he's seeing the same thing I'm seeing with boxing. Like, okay, let's say if Terrence Crawford, well, Easy you'll understand because it's boxing, but like, let's say if Terrence Crawford just moved up and just defended his belt once, or he just moved up and fought one fight. Yeah, he moves up, fights one fight, gets a belt, defends it one time. It's not really a interesting fight for him to fight Errol Spence, and Errol, who has 3 belts, when all the weights not balanced out. Like, you have to come into a division looking dominant. See, it's a little different because they're both at 147, but let's say let me put it this way. Let's say if Terrence Crawford was never undisputed at 140 and he never did like a lot of work, he just won one belt at 140, right? Defended that belt at 140, then moved up to 147 and had no other accolades. Not saying Weili doesn't have any other accolades because she's a 2-time champ. But to me, she doesn't make me say, Weili doesn't really make me say, okay, how would she do against somebody bigger? Because she beat everybody else in her division. You know what I mean? That's not really a super fight. That's not really interesting. Like, you start putting people in other divisions once they destroy their division, right? Like, when Weili beats somebody as big as Tatiana, then you say, okay, this person needs to be in another division. Like, what could they do in this division? Like, you don't just say they're going to be a challenge because they got a belt. No, like, they got to have everything proven. Again, that's just how I think. Like, when you look at it, just don't look. It doesn't look like a sexy fight to me, if you want to call it that, like they say, or enticing fight. It don't. Easy said, if Conor is fighting 300, no one will be talking about WMMA at all, no matter what. Who's fighting? Why get drowned out on a big stage? There you go. I mean, he been hitting it on the head tonight, man. I'm just saying. He just been hitting it on the head with it. Easy. I'm saying, like, that's what I'm thinking too, man. Like, deep. That's why I brought it up. That's what I brought it up for, Easy. When I said my casual friends, they'll watch the fight, but they won't care who the woman is. You know what I mean? So the women sometimes, I know they want to get on a big stage, but they have to be on a separate card that can shine. They got to be on it. The matchmaking has to be more so in their favor. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be in their favor as far as the surrounding cards, because the men are always going to tune into the men. Let's be real. Like, whenever Weili and Joanna fought on the big card with Izzy and Yoel, sure, Weili and Joanna performed better and more entertaining, but it was still getting drowned out because everybody came to see the men, right? So the same thing with 300. You could put the best fight on there, right? Or you could think this is the best fight, but when it comes down to it, when you put Conor and all these other names, nobody really won't say, oh, okay, I'm trying to see Weili. They're gonna be looking at them more. But anyways, I'm just saying, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. But if you want to ask, like, if you want to know, like I said, I really wasn't going to talk about how the matchup would go, but I just think that Grasso has put in a lot of work right now to just fall and give it up to somebody that's moving up to a new division, because you still have to understand, man, Weili's wrestling and grappling is getting better, but flyweight is a heavy wrestling, physical clinching and grappling division. Why do you think Grasso had to bulk up a little bit, get stronger. And why you think Rose understands now that she has to bulk up? She's been doing the thing with the grappling tournaments and she's been doing the wrestling. She's got a new wrestling coach and everything. And she's, understands that she has to bulk up. Macy Barber, she's been crafting her style to be more clinch heavy. So yeah, Weili's style works now, which is good that she's getting into that. But you got to understand, like, you really think Grasso is going to fall victim to her like that? Like, you think Grasso is going to be able to? You think Grasso is going to get ragdoll? I'm just saying. I'm just putting them little options. I mean, those little scenarios out there. Robot Chick said, I agree with you, but I also look at it from the Father Time perspective. I told everyone Val would lose her belt this year. Something about that Santos fight confirmed my spidey sense. Yeah, I was one of the ones that said Tyler Santos had a good chance to beat her. And I knew, like, that's why I said when I did this triple threat Robot Chicken, I told people too, and shout out the coach, he was another one that said it. He said that Tyler Santos is probably going to give Valentina a run for her money. Because I said the same thing. I said, if she don't beat her, she's going to do something that's going to make it a hell of a fight about Tyler Santos. And yeah, I already knew Tyler Santos was going to put it more in her favor because the division was starting to change and evolve, Colton said, I don't know, Weili is a beast. Yeah, she's a beast. But you got to think too, when you got to look at these girls that are a little bit more cerebral, that are going to think more. Like Grasso, she might get hit a few times in there, and she kind of fell behind in the Valentina fight. It went behind the jab, but Grasso, she has a very smart approach when it comes to her boxing, though. And again, man, she's been drilling, and they've really been working on that clinch game. I know she gets taken down a little bit too much, but that's Valentina though. So that's all I got to say about that. That's Valentina, but interesting though, man. I mean, it's interesting that people really feel like that's going to be like this major fight. I really don't though. I just don't. Brian said, is it those 6? It is. Is it any better than Grasso versus Minoan, Aaron, or Valentina? No. Is it better than Weili Suarez? I'll leave Jan out because y'all sleep on her. Man, Brian, they are sleeping on her. I'm not though. Like I said, in this scenario, I brought up Weili Suarez because that right there to me is enough challenge for her to stay at 115. Jan's a mix of both, I think, but I just think that she's earned it because she got her wins together. She was still there and she's ranked higher. But yeah, even when it comes down to it, it's not better than Weili Suarez to me. Victor said he thinks that the best time to challenge for the double belt is right now. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just think she needs to make people start sizing them up. I haven't sized them up, honestly. I have not even been entertained by it because there's so much going on in their divisions. To me, once they've cleaned them out, then I'll be like, okay, how would she look as a double champ? And again, I know what you mean, Victor. She's going on her own clock of, I'm 35, 34, 35, right? Whatever. She's going on that clock. And she's saying, okay, well, I think it's time. I want to make a challenge for myself. While Valentina's hurt, I want to try to slide in. But I still don't think it really is something that's gonna. I think the results, how it goes either way. Like if somebody really goes in there and gets finished, I think a lot of fans will be upset that they asked for that fight, because then they're gonna be questioning, oh, is somebody hurt? Or they're gonna be like, oh man, so and so is old now. Oh, they need to retire. Hold on. Gabby said, if Weili Grasso doesn't happen, I think having Grasso and Weili being on 300 is great as well. No doubt. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's what I said in my video. I agree with that. If you're going to have 2 fights on 300, it should be Grasso Shevchenko Weili and Yan. You know, having them on the card is great on separate fights. All right, that's how I see it. Lolita said I would like to see Yan versus Suarez. Carla destroyed Yan. Yeah, that's not a bad fight, but I know Suarez is taking on Lemos. Yeah, Carla did beat her. I mean, yeah, I picked Carla to beat her, but I don't think Yan's the same fighter as she was before. But Suarez is huge though. She's huge. Sports entertainment is like politics. 6, he says sports entertainment is like politics. You got to campaign to get what you want. Sometimes, but at the same time, I think with what you got in these divisions, I think everybody right now just has to make their little call out, and they just have to make it known that they're ready. You know, they just have to make it known that they're ready. Easy said the double champ thing, and the double champ thing is a little gimmicky. In boxing, you're only separated by 5 to 7 pounds, so that you can get away with it. But the size difference in MMA is massive because they cut a lot, right? Just like whenever Izzy moved up for the fight with Milkovic, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, he daring to be great, but this dude in there fighting somebody huge. You know what I mean? And he did okay. He did okay, but still, like, I wonder how much Weili will weigh and Grasso will come in weighing that night. And, that's just something I got to think about. Let's see. BJ said they hate on Tatiana because they know. Oh, man. Gabby said, even if Yan or Suarez become champs, there really isn't any other contenders at 115 other than Loopy. It's not like 125 where there are more. Well, I won't say Loopy yet. It depends. If Loopy loses to Verna Jandaroba, then you got Verna. And you never know. Marina, like I said, Marina, she could get in that mix and make a fight interesting with either one of them. Lolita said when the body starts to fail, regardless of age, that is when it is time to retire. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like it ain't even age sometimes. It's just father time. And, it really will get to anybody who maybe ages faster. Like age, the number doesn't really have anything to do with it. Just what kind of fight years is on, what kind of punishment you taking. That's another question. I'm going to ask y'all this. Then Victor says, Weili doesn't have many years left for her to challenge for double belts. Not many fighters have held double belts. How many years do y'all think Weili's got on her right now? Lolia said, who has colostrum block? Oh, y'all blocking people? Y'all better not be blocking anybody up in here. Ain't nobody cussing her. Ain't nobody cussing or saying nothing racist. So get out your feelings and don't be blocking nobody. Joseph, what's going on, man? He said, I think Weili should defend the belt a few times. I agree. These women are not on Amanda's caliber. Be successful champ before wanting another belt. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Okay, Stamina said he thinks Weili has about 3 or 5 years for sure. Okay, 3 or 5 years. Mastermind said about 3. Victor says 2. Colin said at least 4. So I think we can all agree maybe an average about 4 years. I'll say 4 years. I think she has maybe about 3 to 4 years. But it also depends on how active you're going to be. Which could lead to an injury in training camp. How your body handles weight cuts at this point. Yeah. But I would probably say like maybe 5 too, maybe 3 to 4 to 5, because how many times a year are you fighting? Because how many times did Weili fight this past year? I know she fought 2 times, and you got to remember how tough the competition has been. Like Lemos fight really wasn't tough. Lemos fight really wasn't tough. So it's like, oh, okay, that's not bad. All right, she should still have some years on her. Gabby said, I think Weili has 2 years left. Wow, just 2 years left. Because I think I could extend it a little bit more because she hasn't really fought a lot too, though. And how many, how intensive them training camps are. Because yeah, she be training intense. Sometimes I be thinking, oh, they might be going too hard. I don't want to see her get hurt. But I guess it all depends, like how active she has been in the past few years. Because I remember when Joanna was champ, she was still a bit younger, fighting 2 times a year at most. She was racking them in. Let's see. Because in 2022, she did fight 2 times. And both fights were dominant. Like, barely got a scar in either one. I mean, she finished both fights in 2 rounds. And like I said, it barely touched her. Barely touched her in that fight. Then she comes back in August, almost 9 months later, against Lemos. Again, got touched a few times, but never really got hurt in the Lemos fight. So I still think she has, if you balance out the number of fights, it probably come out to be maybe about 3 or 4 years then. And then you look at the competition she's fighting to give her the trouble. I think the most would probably be Suarez style wise. So yeah, doing some discussion with y'all, and like I said, everybody make pretty good points. Everybody's been pretty. Like I said, shout out to Victor too, man. I don't really see you too much, but I understand where you're coming from. So as I do the discussion, I'm just saying, like I said, I want somebody to let me see something. I'm gonna give you my points, and we might not agree on certain things, but the more I look at it, I'm saying, okay, if she gets older and she really wants to make that history, like if that's part of her career, I'm not against that. But I'm just saying, like right now, to me, this very moment, like this little block right now in 2024, the beginning of 2024, I just feel like that's not her. It's not time for her to jump right in there. Now, shout out to her for wanting to jump in there, because those flyweights are killers right now. And that's another thing that makes me say maybe she should wait like to the end of 2024 or maybe even 2025 for that. Because to me, the champ versus champ, the double belt thing is kind of like capping your year off or capping your career off. Especially if you don't have that many years, you got like 2 or 3 years, spend it in her division where, she's not guaranteed, but she's much more comfortable in the division where she can go in there and rack up wins instead of going up and getting destroyed somewhere in the middle and then losing a step and then falling back down. And then after that, you're not the same strawweight Weili anymore either, So it's like, you just gotta think about those little things, man. Like, I think I understand. Yeah, I definitely understand. Like, it's a thing where she wants to build her legacy and be that double champ like Amanda. Who else was a double champ? Oh, I mean, women wise, we know we had DC and then most recent Pieta, McGregor, and all of them. But as far as women, I know she'd want to do something like that. But I just think that there's already a field block right now. There's already a field block. You got a lot of contenders there, good contenders. And, if she wants to come along and fight later down the line, then yeah. Because, she's got people waiting in her line in her division. To me, I just think that champ versus champ fights have to make sense once they've already kind of done enough in their division and they sized everything up, They made everything look a little bit more interesting. Like I said, they destroyed every building on this side. Kong got all the buildings on this side. Godzilla got all the buildings on this side. Who's the toughest one? Let's see them. They destroyed all the monsters on this side. Godzilla got all the monsters on this side. All right, why don't they go ahead and meet in the battle? But if they haven't cleaned out all the other monsters, it's like, I see it. Yeah, but yeah, I think she could get the fight, man. I think she could get the fight somewhere down the line, but it's, it's just thriving right now. Shout out my man BJ. BJ man, like the way flyweight is right now, we like, hey, Weili step back. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to see Weili in the division right now because flyweight is thriving without her, you know? I mean, BJ said he'd rather see Chikagan than Grasso. And I mean, like, hey, I'm not even gonna argue with him on that. That's a good matchup. Colton said, did you see Kayla call out? Did I see Cyborg call out Kayla, not the champ? Pacheco. Did she? Like recently? I know she's been calling out Kayla. I know she has been calling out Kayla. But I thought she said she wanted to fight Pacheco. I haven't looked recently. I haven't really kept up with that recently. I mean, last time I really looked on and did a video on them or even talked about it was last month. Because, you know, I was out for a minute. So, you know, just I wasn't even paying attention into what they were talking about. Okay, Cyborg said, made a post saying, give me that blonde American. Oh, wow. I didn't see that. Okay, Closman said Val is still injured and Weili versus Grasso can happen while Aaron fights Manone. Kayla called out Cyborg. Kayla's a big mouth, not Cyborg. I haven't really been keeping up with them right now. But yeah, that's interesting though. I thought it was gonna be Pacheco going by what the one owner said. Hold on. Okay. I'm just trying to scroll up here. Okay. Easy said Nunes was a true double champion. Her accomplishments are going to be hard to duplicate because she has all the top names on her resume. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and there was a time, you know, even though she was fighting maybe like once here, she was defending like both belts. Like, people don't like the featherweight belt, but at least she did fight. Felicia Spencer was a good, you know, good fighter. You know, she's exciting, maybe not like the best, but that was a good fight. It was brutal, but you know, the beating man to put on. But yeah, like those accomplishments, they're gonna be hard. They're gonna be hard to top. Lolita says she wants to see Grasso versus Weili. Nah, not me. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that want it, but not me. Cyborg don't want none of Pacheco. So she ain't calling her out. Like, I thought they did say that fight was gonna happen. Like, what's the deal with that? I gotta look up something. Y'all show me some info on that. Like, the last I heard, like they wanted to make Pacheco Cyborg, but Colton, you said she wanted that blonde American, so that kind of yeah, that kind of tells us what she's got on her mind. McGregor is the textbook example of what no fan of fighting should ever want again. Easy says Cyborg wants a one and done super fight. No way she wants to fight Pacheco or do that tournament format. She's too spoiled for that. I mean, every time I hear Cyborg talk now, I mean, she's about the money. I mean, that's all she's been talking about is money. I mean, you know, that's why she's doing the boxing thing, or, you know, she's always just about money. Like, I mean, don't get too greedy. I'm just saying, like, it's always about money. I mean, money this, money that. Like, hey, I mean, she's doing all right. That's what I'm just saying. Like, how much money do you really want? So, got to be careful. Might call out Kayla, and that might be the fight you lose. So I'm just saying, too. Like, but yeah, she don't want to do that. Because, I mean, she brags now and says she don't need the PFL. She could retire. So it's like, okay, then just go the boxing way. You know, that's kind of the undertone I'm reading from some of the things she's saying. So it's like, okay, yeah, go that way then. You know, boxing's cool. Like, at this point, I think Chris Cyborg's done enough anyway. That's why I said, that's what I was saying, man. It's been like a month since I even discussed it because there's really nothing going on there. And yeah, I don't really see her following the tournament situation anyway. you know. Both Weili and Grasso highly respect each other. That's good. I mean, well, I always like when two fighters respect each other. I mean, versus the trash talk and all that. Sometimes, like, well, depends. Like the Kobe trash talk, disrespecting Leon, stuff like that. I don't play that. Cole said the president did, but the cyborg never called for it. Okay, cyborg doesn't want to go against a power puncher again. All right, got you. Yeah, he should. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember he did. Yeah, he did. But I was just trying to find out if she did, and I guess she did. Is Aaron Manone in a 5-round fight? Who would that favor? They both have good cardio, in my opinion. I think Aaron, she kind of proved how she has much in her gas tank too. I just think, she has to make sure she can't get hit a lot. But, Manone, kind of a mover, moves. She runs a lot. She runs in cycles. So I think that, she does a lot of road work. So I think 5 rounds can favor both of them, really. They both have like that type of cardio, like different cardio, because Aaron wrestles a lot. I mean, she grapples a lot. She's physical a lot. And again, Manone, she uses her legs a lot, does a lot of movement, so I think that 5 rounds to me, it's up for grabs for either one. BJ said Connor bought eyes. He bought what? Victor said Shevchenko never wanted to give Weili a chance to fight her, but Grasso's happy to fight Weili. And I think Shevchenko would have given her a chance. I just don't think Weili was on her level at the time. I mean, if she would have moved up, I'm sure she would have taken the fight. That's one thing I'll say about Shevchenko. I mean, if that girl moves up and want to fight her, I mean, she'll fight her. When Joanna moved up to fight for that inaugural title, she did. I'm sure, Shevchenko would have given her the chance, but she had to make it make sense too, because she was like, hey, does she really want to move up a fight? You gotta put in the work. You ready to fight like that? And the question is, was she ready to fight Valentina at the time? I don't think so. I know Grasso will probably be happy too, because Weili's built herself up since then, so it's like a bigger name on her resume. So yeah, she probably would definitely take the chance. But to me, that wasn't an inaugural. That's right. Okay, BJ. Yeah, that wasn't an inaugural fight. But yeah, she gave her the fight though. Yeah, she gave her the fight because she was proven too. But I'm just saying, if Weili did move up and Dana wanted to make the fight, I'm sure Valentina would have been like, I'll take it. Easy said Weili has never been on the 125-pound radar. It's not that no one wanted to fight her. Right. I mean, that's true again. I mean, yeah. She was the only one bringing it up. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she did want to, it's like, I'm sure Valentina would racked up that defense, right? Yeah. Weili wasn't ready back for Shevchenko back in 2020. Not at all. Like, she was still making her way up into 115. So at that time, no, not at all. Oh, sorry. Thought I hit the mic kind of hard. Sorry. My elbow. Six said Weili is on the road to being the greatest WMMA fighter. Let's get it. It takes a lot. It takes a lot now. She's on the road, but depends on how long you stay on the road too. Because right now, Amanda Nunes is the proof. She's the blueprint. Because Weili is following the greatest. I don't do the whole goat thing, but if you're gonna pick who has the most accomplishments in WMMA as the women, yeah, Nunes. So you got to put it together like that. So Weili is definitely a good fighter, and she's got that under her belt, two-time champion. But Amanda's got all them title defenses, and she's destroyed fighters. She's destroyed a lot of names. So yeah, to be that greatest, I mean, you got to clean out that division and then start calling on takers. You know what I mean? BJ said this. BJ said he's starting to feel like Weili don't want to fight Tatiana. No, those aren't my words. Those are his. That's why I'm reading them. Because once we do that little resume check on Amanda, that's what Weili's gonna have to compare it to, or something better. Like she would have to do clean out 120, 115 for what it is, right? Go ahead and beat Jan and beat Tatiana. That's 3 title defenses. Then you got to move up to 125 and beat Grasso. And after you beat Grasso, you're going to have to defend against Manon and beat Manon. If she beats Manon and she beats like Valentina and Aaron, oh man, like that's not asking a lot either. That's putting you on the Amanda Nunes that's putting you up there on the Amanda Nunes level, right? I mean, who can disagree with that? Does that sound like too much? That it sounds like a lot, but that's not asking for a lot if a fighter is improved and they're dominant and they got something going for them. See, for me, for Weili to be on the Nunes on the Nunes scale, she got to beat Suarez. She got to beat Yan Xiaonan. She got to beat Grasso, come double champ, and she's got to defend against Valentina and beat Valentina, and or beat Manon and Aaron. So she got to have at least 5 more really good fights, or you have to beat both of them. That's all I'm saying. Like, to be on that Amanda Nunes radar, those are the names you got to have up there, because Nunes' resume, Holmes, Ronda, Tate, Cyborg, Juliana Pena, GDR 2 times. Come on. You know what I mean? Felicia Spencer, Megan Anderson, those big featherweights, which I know people don't want to give credit for, but there are fights, so I'm just saying. FC, what's up, man? He said, if Weili does fight Grasso and gets the W, it does not mean she will necessarily stay at 125, does it? I hope not. But if she has the belt, she might. So she will maybe be back to 115 to defend her title. If she wins it, though, like I don't see her vacating it either. You know what I mean? Like that's a good question though, man, because it's like if Weili does beat her, we're gonna expect her to stay, right? See, that's my whole thing about her moving up to 125 is like if she does that, then you're asking for trouble, because it's like you want it. I'm expecting you to stay. And when you move up to 125, this ain't gonna be no one-off. We expecting you to stay, like, because if you do that and then Grasso say, okay, you beat my girl Grasso, I want to fight you for the belt. Because Valentina will call her out at that point. So it's like, does she stay? I'm thinking like, you better do what Amanda did. Amanda was jumping back and forth defending them belts. Now, I know featherweight really wasn't much, but she was jumping back and forth defending them belts. Took 2 years to defend bantamweight, but she was doing a featherweight thing. But we'll see, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you vacate it, or go back down on 115 and then say I was double champ for 5 or 6 months. I don't know. It just seems to cause a lot of confusion sometimes when you have double champs, because sooner or later you're gonna have to vacate one. You really can't continue to drop weight up and down, and expect to hold them belts that many times. Victor said Weili has more to win to challenge Grasso. Oh yeah, no doubt. Weili's got a lot to win in this. That's what I'm saying. Like if she does this, the door is open. The door is open for her to catch up with Amanda somehow. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping like we can go ahead and have what we have right now. Yeah, Colostrum said she could win it and then vacate it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, like, to do that, then what? Then it's going to be vacant, and then Grasso and Valentina might fight for it, and it's going to be like, oh, man, what was the point of that, Because even then, like, winning and vacating, it don't really, it's like, okay, you did it, but, like, now the other girls probably want to fight you. 6 said a win on Grasso lines up a fight with Valentina, which her team wanted for a long time. Amanda actually fought featherweight at featherweight. Cyborg, Spencer, Anderson were all straight 145. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I got you. Yeah, she had all of them. That's what I'm saying. Like she went back and forth, fought all of them. Well, she had both belts and was fighting all the names. So to me, you would actually have to defend the belt a couple of times to make us say, okay, yeah, pound for pound, going to be one of the baddest to ever do it with Amanda. Right up there with Amanda. Easy. Weili would defend both. Y'all ain't even giving Weili a chance. Does she really defend both? Let's say if she beats Grasso, do you really see her beating like some of these other girls, like Aaron and Manon, these girls that are like huge? Because every time y'all mention these other fighters, y'all see reality. But sometimes when it comes to Weili, y'all act like this girl ain't got no weaknesses. I'm telling y'all, man, like, do you really think she does it? Eternal Iron Fist said Zhang will be the GOAT. Just give her time. She will never stop. Every one of her fights is interesting to watch. She fears no one. All right, he said she'll never stop. See, some people say she can keep it going. Just give her time. But that's the one thing people saying she ain't got, Eternal. People are saying that she only got a couple years. I think maybe she got 4 or 5 years. But, some people feel like she only got 1 or 2 years left in her. And you got to get the work in to be that GOAT way up there with Amanda. FCC, I said that because that move does not mean Weili will stick with 2 divisions. Maybe she may do it as a goal and then decide which division suits her best. Okay. Might be getting a little feel out. Yeah. But I still think that, to me, from what we've seen, I think even with just her size and the tools that she's been developing, I'm thinking that 115 is probably her go-to, because, she got 3 good wins in a row. 3 good wins in a row. And she'll look good at whatchamacallit. She could look good against Suarez, so I think she just has to kind of test it out there, man. Zama said 4 or 5 years of her peak. Well, yeah, maybe like 3. And it depends like how many times a year she's fighting, though. It depends on how many years she's fighting. Six said Amanda did it. Yeah, Amanda did do it. She did do it. Like, how old was when Amanda started, though? When she started doing it. Easy said Weili would never hold the flyweight belt. She's too undersized. Someone like Manon would toss her around like a balled up piece of paper. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, yo, I agree. Like, even though Manon didn't fully stop Rose, like I think she could have, when she hit Rose a couple of times, Rose moved around. Like, a couple of shots did move her, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if she was able to move her, Weili steps in. Weili's not that big of a flyweight. Victor said at 35, Weili doesn't have much years left to chase her dream of being double champion. Stammer said then she should hurry up and get the wins in. Yeah, that's what I see it. Get the wins in. Be active now. Be active. I think being active, not saying you got to fight 4 times a year and things like that, but being active, fight 2-3 times, you get them wins in. Lolita said we need Weili Rose at 125. You know what I would like to see? I'd like to see Rose and Andrade at 125. Because at least they're 1-1. Weili and Rose 0-2. I don't really want to see it. Maybe if it happened, like, maybe if they both happen to get some legit wins, like say a Weili beats Grasso. Let's say a Rose beats Aaron or somebody like that, or Chikagan, or I don't know. Maybe if she beats a couple fighters that get ranked as a 125, maybe. But I like to see Rose and the Andrade mix it up one more time. 6 said Manon has 13 fights on her belt. Aaron has 10. Y'all need to put in the work, still get those matches. It's I'm 6. It's not about the number, man. It's about quality. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. It's not about the number. Because, yes, Weili has 20 fights, but she's got some really good wins. It's not about the number of fights. It's about who she fought. She fought Rose. She fought Joanna. She fought Carla. She fought Andrade. That's what's making her resume really shine. Not the number of fights, but who you're fighting. Like if you fight 10 bums or 15 bums or 6, cans and 16 cans and you only have 2 good fights, while this person over here has 8 B and A level fighter, 8 C and B level fighters and a couple of former title contenders, that sounds like a better resume. Since Balor's injured, would you rather see Grasso versus Aaron or Grasso versus Manon? Let me see. Let me think. Grasso versus Aaron, Grasso versus Manon. I really don't know that one. I'm kind of switching gears to Aaron and Manon. Now I don't know why. Like, I know Valentina is injured. I know I don't want to see Weili jump in there. Grasso versus Aaron, though, that is an interesting matchup. I think I'd rather see Grasso and Manon, though. That was originally on the. Could have been on the original itinerary for them too when they both wanted another fight. So yeah. Is Valentina still injured? I mean, any more so than Alexa? Well, according to somebody in one of the comment sections, I think his name is Claude. Is that Claude? I think it was a guy, Claude. He said that Valentina has to have 2 more surgeries. I mean, I haven't seen it because I haven't really been looking like that, but according to him, she needs another surgery on her hand. I thought, like Dana White said, she would be striking again by February or March, but that was according to Dana like 2-3 months ago, so I don't know. Haney said they are in negotiations with Ryan Garcia now. Do you like that fight? I mean, Ryan already got knocked out by Tank. I would rather see Tank and Haney. I really don't like that fight. I'd rather see Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. I heard they were in negotiations, though, yeah. I'd rather see Haney and Tank, though. I mean, it's like money fight for them, but same deal there. I don't like it. Victor said Weili fight Grasso take away many flyweight fighters' chance to fight Grasso for the title. Yeah. Weili fight for Grasso would take away many flyweight fighters' chance to fight Grasso for the title. Yeah. Liz said the female division needs to wake up. It has been stagnated since Weili and Grasso versus Valentina. Grasso and Val have some injuries with their hand. Yeah, they both have hand injuries. But I thought Grasso was about healed up. I thought Valentina's was about healed up. Waiting for Juliana Pena's return. Is she injured? She was injured. I don't know if she's still injured, but she was injured. That's why they got, these two, MBS and Rocky fighting. Yeah, Victor said Tatiana's now fighting Lemos. Yeah, that fight's coming up next. Okay, and click this. Hit that like button, y'all. Still got about 30 or 40 y'all in here. What else is going on in WMMA though? Easy said, I say if they let Grasso and Weili fight, let Minona and Aaron fight for the interim. Everybody will be happy except Valentina. I know, right? Yeah, because regardless, if they do make the fight and it gets pushed back, Zama says so. No source of Shevchenko's second surgery info. No, I don't have any source on that. Like the most I've heard was Dana White say that she should be good by February or March, but some people say they heard more. I don't know. But yeah, like you were saying, Easy, I do see that happening, man. Like Minona and Aaron, yeah, go ahead and fight for the interim. Go ahead and do your thing, make that happen. But yeah, all the while, Valentina gonna be stewing. She gonna be like, how did this girl jump ahead of me? Like, they were supposed to give me some months. Bluebird said, who does Lipsky fight next? Let's see. Tracy Cortez? I mean, that's the only other dance partner I can think of. I mean, I know they're like neck and neck, but everybody else has got a dance partner. When you gotta look for a dance partner, you gotta look for somebody above them, of course, because they're on the rise. But since everybody else is taken, I think Cortez is her best fight. Unless they did something like her fighting Rose, that would be crazy. Lipsky versus Rose, because I know Rose is coming back in 2024. What if they did that? Ooh, that would be crazy. What if they gave Rose Lipsky and then Rose won? Then Rose would be ranked. Oh yeah, JoJo's not ranked anymore. Dang. Casey O'Neill is number 14 now. Okay, MMA Art said, if Val wins this trilogy, will they be 1-1-1? Do you think they have a fourth fight? And if the fourth fight is a draw, do you think they'll make a fifth fight? I don't even think they'll make. First of all, I don't even think they'll make a fourth fight. If they did, they better just go ahead and shake hands. That's it. No, y'all better do paper rock scissors for the fifth. I mean, no, the fourth better be paper rock scissors at that point, because we gonna be like, hey, I'm tired of this. I'm done. Let's move on. Better be a game of what's that called? What is it? What's that game called? I was about to say shuffleboard. Better be the next thing they try to play. What is that game? I don't know why it just popped in my head. Oh, Shoots and Ladders. Yeah, I was gonna say the next game they play it'll be Shoots and Ladders or something because I don't want to see no fifth. Wouldn't want to see a fourth at that point. But yeah, Lipsky's on her way up, man. But that's all I can see for her. I think Lipsky versus Tracy Cortez is a good match. But Rose is coming back though. So Rose coming back, don't be surprised. She could get that name. Wouldn't that be crazy if Rose took the number 5 spot from Andrade, who's number 5 at 125? Lipsky versus Maverick. Yeah, BJ. Me and BJ were talking about that fight a while back. That's a good fight. But Maverick's fighting Andrea Lee. That's a good matchup, though. Mastermind said Kareem will be in the top 5 next. Yeah, I think Kareem's on her way up there, too. Yeah, because she's fighting Lauren Murphy next, too. Yeah, I think Kareem Silva, the division is lining up nicely. Andrea won her last fight. Who was the last fight? Natalia Silva? Andrea Lee. No, Andrea Lee lost her fight. Oh, Natalia Silva whooped her. That was a dominant fight. If you're talking about Andrea Lee, yeah, Andrea Lee got whooped by Natalia Silva. Yeah, she lost that fight. Mastermind said, "This Yon keep it quiet. I thought she wanted to fight Weili." Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mastermind. Look, Yon is Lolita said Lipsky versus Andrea Lee. No, I don't like that fight. I know Andrea Lee's gonna fight Miranda. If Miranda wins that, then Andrea Lee goes down. I don't think Andrea Lee is a test for Lipsky either. Andrea Lee's more of a test for Miranda because Miranda's trying to get ranked. She's trying to get in there and get ranked. But yeah. But yeah, I haven't heard y'all say, see, at least Manoa said something. People get mad at Manoa for saying something. At least Manoa's making known that my title shot should be next. But Yan Zhang, I wonder if she heard about this. Let's see if she said anything. Hold on. Yan Zhang. She hasn't been too vocal about it. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't heard her say anything about it. If anybody better say anything, Yon better say something. Because if Yon says something about it, then maybe she'll get her shot. MMA Art said if Lemos beats Tatiana, okay, if Lemos beats Tatiana and Yon beats Weili, do you think they will give Lemos another title fight against Yon? Interesting. It's possible because it would be somebody different, because I know if Weili beats Yon and Lemos beats Tatiana, they wouldn't want to make that rematch right away, but they could do that because it's different. But who would be next in line? Let me see if there's anybody else they could grab. Shoot, Carla might come back and say, "Let me get my rematch. I want my belt back." No, but Yon, let's say Yon beats Weili and Lemos beats Tatiana, then they could do it. They could do it. Because only other fighters you would have would be Verna, who's fighting Lupi, and Marina, who's not fighting anybody right now. They could do that, man. Victor said Yon wants to fight for the belt and Weili doesn't want to. Yeah, I don't get that. Like, why would you do that? She wants to fight for the belt. and not give her a chance. Come on. Robot Chick said, but no one said enough is enough. Yeah, she did. I mean, might as well. See, you had no problem with Aaron calling it out because it was like, okay, we can hash it out, but you know what I mean? Like she was like, we can do something about this, we can hash it out, but Weili gonna try to jump straight in front of him. Victor said, I don't see Yan beat Weili when Carla ragdolled Yan. I think Yan's genre has changed. I think she's improved a little bit. I won't say she's fully changed, but I think she has improved, as far as her movement. And if she keeps a fight standing, if she can move more on her feet, maybe she can make it interesting. I mean, I know in close quarters, Yan Zhana would get mauled by Weili, but let's say if we could keep it at a good range and she could move in style on Weili, even for a couple rounds, she can make it interesting or look for a big punch. But known to Weili was like, I beat the girl who kicked you twice. Yeah. If Suarez fights like she fought Andrade, then Lemos might beat her. If Suarez fights like, if she fights her like she fought Andrade, like if she fights Lemos like she fought Andrade, then Lemos might beat her. Creating a lot of space and stuff. Okay. It's possible, but I don't see her. She might not even entertain that. She probably gonna go in there. Efrain said, got to have at least three or four title defenses apiece first. Nobody was asking for Anderson versus GSP after Anderson beat Travis Lutter. Pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Like, clean out the divisions and show us that you're monsters, and then say, okay, this person needs to step out of their division and try something new. But in the meantime, it's like, how much of a danger are you if you haven't cleaned out your division? I think Weili could take Yan down easy. Weili is too small. Weili hasn't done enough. Weili doesn't have a chance. Just enjoy the show. Yeah, she hasn't, man. I mean, tell me what she's done. Tell me what she's done. She could stand a chance, but tell me what she's done as far as grabbing that title shot. How does she look like? How does she look like a monster to the flyweight division when she hasn't cleaned out 115? That's what I want to know. But think about that. Gabby said, check Dana White's IG. Hold on. Dana White, I don't even follow him. Hold on, but I'll check out his IG. Hold on. Uh-oh. Ooh, you hear it. Shout out to Gabby. Oh, you heard that. Here we go. Yes. Yes. March 30th. Aaron versus Manone. I've been telling y'all, man. I told y'all March 30th they're going to do that, man. That's the best time to put that in. Yeah. I know some probably want to hear the announcement. Grass. Hold on. He did. He didn't say. He didn't say it was. Hold on.
That fight is so badass that Ortega versus Rodriguez is a 5-round co-main event. All right, moving on to March 30th in Atlantic City. The women's flyweight matchup between the number 2 ranked Aaron Blanchfield versus the number 3 ranked Mannion Farrow. Blanchfield is on a 9-fight win streak.
Okay, he didn't say it was a main event, but still, that's a good fight. You said, where is the fight? Oh, Atlantic City, March 30th. This card's in Atlantic City. Liz said overrated Aaron and Manon. Yeah, 6-0 overrated. Both fighters overrated and they're 6-0. Come on now. I want to see Lemos versus Natalia Silva. I have never thought of that. Let's see. Aaron versus Manon. Then Grasso has no fight booked. Yeah, Atlantic City is going down. So that's an announcement to talk about. MMA said, oh, so it's not a 5-round fight. Apparently it's not, because he didn't say it was the main event and he didn't say it was like the co-main event, but you never know. They might make it the co-main event. They might make it the co-main event or main event. Let's hope they make it the main event, though, MMA art. Because he didn't announce it as the main event, but who knows if they can't get anybody else in there to really, get everybody going. Like, it should just be the main event to me. That's why I think it should be the main event. But I'm glad that they did put that on the card. That makes a lot of sense. Because right now it's still to be determined. Yeah, man. Hopefully. But on that note, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here. It's pretty good conversation, and that's a good way to cap this live stream off. Good news. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if BJ got anything to say, because Aaron and Manon has just been announced. Had to text him and let him know. Even if Dana White announces it, I'll still wait. Marcel. Oh, he said he'll wait till Marcel posts it. Oh boy. Oh no, I believe this one, but yeah, once you see that official post from Big Marcel, then you like, there it goes, right? But I'm already hyped enough. But once you see that picture, you can be like, uh-oh, yeah. It's something about seeing that, little screenshot on IG, that little post, the black background and the fighters make you say, oh, it's official. Oh, Brian said Carla ain't coming back. She's moving on with her life. Oh, she's still ranked. I won't say she's done yet. We never say never. I mean, to me, she's done enough. Like, for somebody of her size to become a 2-time champion, I think, yeah, she's done plenty for WMMA, and that's one thing I always give her credit for. She's done plenty for the sport. She's it. Like, she's a legend too. She's a legend too. Because, I watched Carla, even before she was in the UFC, her Invicta days and so on. So it's like, if she wants to go, fine. Gabby said, I do think Aaron and Manon will headline its big fight, and it needs a spotlight. I think it should be. Yeah. Maybe he just announced it that way, but maybe it will be a main event, because there's a UFC fight night card and everything. So Aaron, Aaron has been a main event already. This is her second main event, right? I think it's Aaron's second main event. No. It's the first main. No, it's her second. Because the Andrade fight was a main event. Yeah. This will be her second. So she might be headlining again. Yeah, she might be headlining again, because Andrade was a headliner The last one was Max Holloway and Korea Zombie. So yeah, on the they were on the main card, but not the main. Okay. Okay, so it is a co-main event. Okay. Hopefully it's a 5-round co-main event. I think it should be main event though. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think she might retire soon. I think that life too of having a baby and being a mom would be smart to do it. Like I'm just saying, like I know how some fighters think sometimes. So like I say never. But with Carla having that baby, looking at him every day and taking care of him, and just being in the mom mind frame, might take her in a different place now. I mean, she's done a lot too. I know these other moms out here like Misha and Pena, they still fight, but somebody like Carla, she done a lot. Like she was actually able to capture the belt 2 times. She was able to actually capture the belt 2 times and, go on a nice win streak, beat a lot of good names. So with that, I think Carla, she's in a better place than even like a Pena or a Tate to say, hey, I've done this already. I've done something some of these other fighters will never do. For my size, too, people knock my size, people knock how small I am or my style. But somehow Carla was able to capture that belt 2 times, man. People think, Mackenzie Dern might have an exciting style, but hey, Carla's the one beat Rose 2 times. Beat Marina Rodriguez, beat Verna Jandaroba. You know what I mean? So it's, it looks good. Looks good. Victor said WMMA never gets a main event, never get a main event. They had a few main events. UFC Fight Night cards. They had a few main events. They've had Marina Rodriguez headlining a few times, Mackenzie Dern, Aaron Blanchfield, Holly Holm. They've all been main events. Unless you mean like a pay-per-view card Amanda Nunes has, so yeah, there have been quite a few main events. Bluebird said Carla might keep fighting due to money. She is a mother. I hope not. She's married to a physician, right? Married to a doctor. I'm sure he's a well-off doctor too. So it's like money, fighting for money. No, I don't really think she's need money now, right? Married to a doctor. All the women I know that are married to doctors, they either work because they just want to, but not because of money. Being in the medical field, I'm like, you see a lot of women that are married to doctors, they good. So I'm hoping Carla fights for a legacy, if anything, but hoping she doesn't have to fight for money anymore. Stamina, that's a good source. Trust me, man. Trust me. That's one of the best sources. Trust me. Lolita said Rose was high when she was giving her post-fight, but no interview. She said she had not smoked in her training for the fight, but once she could, she did. So how dedicated is Rose to the fight game? I don't know. I mean, smoking and training to me, like, hey, to each their own. I believe Jillian Robertson, she does, smoke up. But I mean, sometimes you can see the translation of how smoking. I don't know. Like I said, I don't do it. So, I mean, maybe if Rose has been smoking to win the belt, I mean, hey, and maybe she should smoke on. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's a good look for me. If anything, Carla could open up a gym. It would do well. She doesn't need to fight. No, I don't think so. She could be a wrestling coach too, man. Weed and psychedelic. Oh, you can keep all that. Ugh, I don't touch any of that. Like not being off topic, but all that stuff opened up other doors. Not like just other drugs, but spiritually too. So I'm not touching any of that. Stay away from that. Mastermind said, can Aaron take down Manon? We will see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll be able to see. We will see. That's what makes this fight the one. Closeman said this fight will show us how good Aaron and Manon is. Yep. Both 6-0. Who's going to step out of the box? Who's going to do it? Victor said Carla married to a doctor. Yes. Nothing wrong with that. Rose gets. Nothing wrong with that. Rose goes the natural route. The natural route for what? Psychedelics? Music City Madman said, will Rose ever really return? Well, according to her IG, she said she would. She's coming back in 2024 at a flyweight, and she's training. So we'll see. That's where at this point. Yeah, easy. Nothing wrong with that. Like a celebratory, a little celebratory cigar or something like that. Yeah, a little cigar. I don't even do that anymore, but I used to. Nothing wrong with that. Little, just like a glass of wine or something like that, or a quick beer. But overindulging and addiction that's a different thing. Or even to me, just like the whole psychedelic thing. Like I said, to each their own. I just don't want to touch any of that. I ain't trying to open no doors like that. Same with weed now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't smoke, but from what I heard, they put a lot of crazy stuff in that. It ain't natural, like I said. It ain't natural. Like, from some of the sources I've heard, like Stammer said, trust me, bro. All of that. Robot Chick said, "Combo smoke Black and Miles." No. I haven't had one of them things in like 20 years. I don't smoke anything like that anymore. Yeah, it's been about 20 years since I had one of those too. Well, one maybe less than that, but yeah. Yeah, see, Victor said, yeah, weed had all kind of stuff in it. Yeah, from sources that do them dispensaries, it ain't natural anymore. Like, that stuff got a lot of different things in it, chemically enhance it. So you really kind of messing with your brain and things you open up. Louise said Newport's, oof. One of them things equal like a pack of Camels, right? They smoking more pesticides than they are weed. I did some research and weed is giving people heart problems. Yeah, it is. And amongst other things, like as far as like how certain things work, sexual things like that, from what I'm hearing. So yeah, I try to stay away from a lot of that stuff, man. But same thing with fruit too. They put a lot of pesticides on that, so you have to really go and shop for your fruit too. Now you got to shop for your fruit and vegetables because they're chemically modifying that. So it's not just weed. I'll say that too. Like, where you get your fruit and stuff, you have to look at the brands you buy because they chemically enhance, oranges and things like that. I mean, they be making grapes like huge. Shoot, USADA need to test some of these grapes that be out here. You see how big them things be growing? Robot Chicken said, you remember that? Oh, yeah, brain on drugs commercial. Yeah, I remember that. The fried egg. Now it's about the vape. Back in the day, it was like hardcore drugs, and which it still is now. But like now they have to do little PSAs on like vaping and stuff because people are going crazy with that now. Gabby said, you think Manon will shoot for takedowns? I hope not. I don't think she will, but I hope she doesn't. I hope she sticks to a good jab in this fight and a good tie clinch and solid defense and body work. No, careful with the body work because Aaron could take her down with that. But I hope she don't shoot for takedowns. For Aaron, I hope Aaron does shoot for takedowns. Paul said, combo, any guess on what are the odds will be for Aaron and Manon? I just saw that they have Macy as a favorite over Chikagan on DraftKings. Yeah, they do. Surprisingly, they do. People see the 5-fight win streak with Macy. That's why. I think with this one, Aaron and Manon, it's going to be a little harder to pick, but I think the odds might be in favor of Aaron just a little bit because she's beat Tyler and Andrade. So I'll look more into it, but get back to you, Paul. But yeah, I'm thinking that Manon, slight. Aaron might be slight favorite because of the name she has. And I'm not saying that's going to win. That's not. I'm saying what people are looking at off of resume. When they see Tyler on there and Andrade, they're going to say, okay, yeah. But now that the fight is made, we're going to do this resume check video too. Gabby said, I can see Manon maybe trying to shoot once to make a point. Maybe like to cap a round off like she did to Jennifer Maia and Myra Buena Silva. But Aaron is dangerous. There's really like two fighters I would say are no. Kareem Silva and Aaron, you don't shoot on like that, like and go to the ground. Okay, so Pine K. See, numbers, you see, I don't know, man. Like Aaron, Pine K says Aaron would get wrecked by Manon. Okay. Lolita said Aaron is trashing Manon. So 50-50 right now. Victor said Manon defended 6 takedowns from Rose. Yes, she did. She has good takedown defense. Striking defense is pretty high too. Chikagan is going to make Macy look like a fool. Oh boy. Chikagan gonna be working, man. And Macy gonna have her work cut out. Ooh, that's a good point too. Manon doesn't hit as hard as Tyler. Aaron might not mind walking through her punches. And that's where I say you have to surprise her. You got to hit her with that good jab, man. Like, stop trying to hook too much. Throw a good jab on her. Because you piece her up, you can blind her and move her. See, Tyler got wild with it, though, man. Like, but that was the difference. Like, Tyler hit hard, but then Tyler just started throwing, like, some ugly punches. Like, Tyler Santos just started throwing some very ugly punches in that fight. Like, she went from hitting Aaron with some bombs. Aaron looked like she got shook a little bit. But then she went in there and made that adjustment, and Tyler just started like throwing ugly, man. Yeah, you don't want to go to the ground with Aaron. You don't want to go to the ground with Aaron, and I'd say Aaron and Kareem in that division. Ponke said Manon doesn't get tired, and neither one of them do really. So it's going to really come down to defense, I think. Liz said, any news on Tyler? PFL? Nope. No news on her or Jennifer Maia. Malone throws a lot of side kicks. Yes, she does. She actually didn't throw that many in that Rose fight. So I think to not telegraph it as much, to avoid, that single leg takedown, she would have to cut back on it, but she could throw it. Pine Case said it was just announced Manon and Aaron fighting. Oh yeah, I know. I just announced it before you got in here, Pine K. Thanks though for letting everybody know though, because I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it. Yeah, right before you came in, we were talking about it. But Pine K, what's going on? He said, who do you think would win between Aaron and Kareem? Ooh, man. That's a good fight too, man. I think, man, Aaron or Kareem? I think Aaron gets smarter in fights though. Like, I'm not saying Kareem Silva don't, but I'm just saying, like, from what I've seen Aaron do throughout the years and how she progresses in a fight, to me, Aaron gets smarter. That's what even makes her dangerous for Manon. Like, they both are to me. Like, they both don't go too crazy. I think, man, like Aaron and Kareem, Right now, I would say Aaron. Right now, I would say Aaron because I think Aaron is she's made better choices throughout some of her fights. Let me put it that way. I think she's made better choices in her fights than Karine has. Let's just say that. And her competitive level kind of keeps her it keeps her thinking. It keeps her thinking. Like she's not too cocky. She's confident and she understands what she has to do in a fight. Like even in fights where she's making mistakes, she'll get better in. She'll get better in. Brian said he thinks Heron hits too much, and Karine is soundly defensively. She's defensively sound. She's sound defensively. Casey was exposed. Oh boy, Casey O'Neill. Ooh, that's what I'm saying, man. We on another level right now. We talking, Manone and Aaron's. Like, I already knew Casey wasn't on that level. I said it before. It had nothing to do with hate. My man BJ always thought I was hating, but I'm not hating on Casey O'Neill. I'm just saying, like, we're on a different, we just that they in different realms. Pine Case said I think Karine will be champ by the end of 2024. I think she'll be challenging for the belt in 2024. I just don't know if she wins, but no. Let me rephrase that. I think maybe in 2025 she'll be champion. I think right now we got a little too much going on with these other fighters like Grasso, Manone, and Aaron. But yeah, I think Karine could get that belt by 2025, I'll say. Gabby said the girls who I thought weren't going to get finished got finished. Yeah, Brian said he thinks she gets her shot in 2025. Yeah, that's what I think. I think after she beats Lauren Murphy, she might fight one more time. So that'll be 2 times this year for her. Or who knows, they could sneak in a third fight for her, but it might not be a title shot, I think. Easy said I knew Casey. Oh boy, he go give out Casey O'Neill. Oh man. Pine Case said, I feel Karine can beat everyone in the division except Manone because of her takedown defense. Yeah, Karine has got 100% finish rate, man, and she's dangerous to anybody right now. And Manone's movement could be problems for her. So yeah. Music City said, when is the trilogy going to happen? I really don't know, man, because it depends, like, the recovery on Valentina's hand. 2 more surgeries on her hand, I believe, from what some, like I said, I ain't seen the source myself, but if she has another surgery, yeah, it'll kind of put the fight back, but we'll see. Liz said UFC needs to recruit more female fighters from Combate. Yeah, I've been watching Combate at night, on like those Saturdays and Sundays they come on. I mean, they need to recruit more of them to make that atomweight division too. Who should Rose fight at 125 next? Ariane Lipsky, I mentioned that earlier. I don't know why. Like that'd be a good name. Ariane Lipsky, like she's the only other girl taken. I mean, that's not taken. Tracy Cortez, they're open. Tracy Cortez, Ariane Lipsky, those are 2 good names. Yeah, Lolita Combate got some good fights. Combate got good fights. What's that girl's name? Maritza Sanchez. I might go back and watch that Tyler Aaron fight tonight too. That was a good fight. Gabby said Rose versus Natalia. Well, Natalia's got Viviana Araujo next. But yeah, that I know what you mean though. That's a good fight. Yeah, even Rose Barber, that's an interesting one too. Yeah, Melly Martinez, good fighters, exciting fighters. Yeah, Maritza Sanchez, I like her. That's where Haurigi she came from. Yasmin Haurigi came out of there. I just hope she gets back into it. There was some good fights this past week too. Dang, my girl, the Butcher's daughter, she lost though to that what is that girl's name? Lucira. Yeah, she beat my girl, Butcher's daughter. Yasmin Lucindo, yeah, she's gonna be a problem. Everyone is booked at 125 except Lipsky and Cortez. Yeah, so if Rose is going to come back in 2024, it's got to be one of them names to me, unless she wants to fight unranked. Who should Alexa fight next? Pine K said. I think it Valentina. You know, Valentina is the name. Because who else could they skip around? Have they ever skipped around for Valentino in that? Yeah, everybody's booked. Everybody got a dance partner. Well, at least you have a dance partner too. In Yan Zhana. See, now with all of that booked up, I know they're going to try to do it. Pine K said Weili should fight Yan. Yeah. And Tatiana before moving. Exactly. Stop being inactive. Exactly what I was saying, man. He said stop being inactive. Especially strawweight, man, because Yan has not fought now since she knocked out Andrade. So it's already been 7 months. Go ahead and add the months whenever Weili comes back. And that'll be what, maybe 11 or 12 months? Oh, man. That's just all I'm saying. Like, see, I'm glad you see what I'm seeing here. Like, strawweight has good fights for her. But sadly, Pine, they might do it. They might go ahead and make Weili Grasso because, yeah, Grasso ain't got a dance partner unless she waits for Weili. Unless she waits for Valentina. Will Bruna be a problem for Loma? I kind of lean towards Loma in that fight. Will she be a problem? I don't know if she'll be like a problem. I think, with Loma, how she moves and how she's been working on her takedowns. If Loma can throw them hard kicks to them legs, Loma's got some experience too. So as much as I like Bruna Brazil and like what she was doing, I didn't really see too many good adjustments in the fight that she did win. Well, she did a good job of winning the fight. I'll say that, against that Shauna Bannon girl, but neither one of them really like throwing a lot of jabs. There was a lot of movement, but no jabs in that fight too. So, yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Loma. I don't know if her size will be a problem though, because she's not really like a physical fighter either. She's more of a striker, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Podcast say I want Tatiana to take the belt because she'll fight often. Yeah, I think Tatiana will get that belt. I think she will now that she's back. Weili versus Cyborg, that's a super fight. Oh boy. Mastermind said there must be a reason why Dana matched Aaron and versus Manon and why not Grasso. Guess who is next for Alexa? Oh boy. I'm just saying, man, I already kind of know. That's why I had to talk about this because it might happen. Like, even though I don't want to really see it, it might happen. Brian said there is no true super fight in the women's divisions right now. If they make it, it's all superficial promotional BS. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, fans are desperate for these big fights. That's why I asked that question, because they're really, really trying to make one, but there is none right now. There really is none because nobody else. Amanda's already done her thing. Valentina lost her belt. There's no more Ronda or anybody like that. Nobody's really been consistently defending their belts like that, looking like a powerhouse. Grasso just got her belt, and Weili just defended her belt too. So, neither one of these are really like in a super, super position. Okay. Valentina only has her week Hands to blame. Oh man, he said weak hands. Hey man. Hey, them weak hands been running girls though, man. They've been running girls for a long time. Yeah, there is really no diamonds right now. Like there's no diamond matchups right now for super fights. There's good fights and legit juicy fights, but there is no super duper Kong Godzilla fight yet. No Kong versus Zilla here. I mean, the fight, yeah, like y'all said, it might happen now because flyweight, everybody's booked, and Valentina might be pushing it back. But we'll see about that, though. We'll see about that because remember, Jan is out here too. Jan got to start saying something, and we'll talk about that in another video, though. Jan got to be vocal like Manon is right now. But she's got Aaron now, so she doesn't even have to worry about that. Once she takes this fight, if she locks in a victory, it's on to the boss. Lolia said, but Casey could cut the 115 and be 125 on fight night. Who, Casey O'Neill? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, no, I'm going to say for sure about that, about Casey O'Neill, but I was reading another comment. But yeah, I don't know if Casey O'Neill does 115, though. Paul said, what's next for Andrade? I was looking at an interview with her, and she was saying that there really wasn't anybody for her to fight at 115. And then she mentions Manon's name because she was like, that fight was supposed to happen, but she had a herniated disc. But there really is nobody for her to fight at 115 unless she fights down. So, Amanda Ebas, it could be a 115 or 125. Andrade and Rose, a third fight. They could do that because their fights have always been great. So they need to fight. I think Jessica Andrade and Rose 3, that's a good fight at 115 or 125. O'Neal didn't mention once she could make 115, but I don't know. I know Macy Barber did. Macy Barber said she could make 115, but I don't know, man. Like I don't even think weight's an issue with her. I think, just building up her skills is something we need to be focused on with her. Like weight's not an issue with her. I think just skills and defense and so on is something we need to watch with her. Andrade never fought Marina Rodriguez. No, she had. They got the same. They got the same management stamina, and Marina already said she don't want to fight her. She said they won't ever. Marina said, I did a video on it. It was like maybe last summer, and Marina said that her and Andrade will never fight because they're part of the same management. They'll only fight if it's for the belt. If it was like a belt situation. Mastermind said Alexa is a champion. She should be able to choose who her next opponent is, and she chose Weili. Weili versus Alexa definitely next. Only if Valentina's injured, then we can't knock it. And she didn't really choose Weili. She just acknowledged it. You know what I mean? Like Weili called her out, so she just said, "Hey, I'll do it." But it wasn't like she really called her out. So. Yeah, he said he posted it, so it's official. Let's see. Yep, there it is, y'all. Fight announcement, Aaron Manon on the boardwalk. Hey, I'd like to go to that fight. Blanchfield will be champ next time this year. Somebody said hopefully a 5-round fight. Exactly. Hopefully it's a 5-round fight. But I got to get up over here, y'all. Been over 2 hours now. Y'all been having a conversation going, which I appreciate. Andrade has not faced Marina, but she fought and won against Larissa Pacheco. Todd Johnson, what's going on? He said, phenomenal show. I think baby Bruce Weili will mop. Baby Bruce Weili will mop the floor with Grasso. You think so? Easy said Grasso was playing politics. She did the right thing by accepting the challenge. If she said no, people would say she ducking smoke. Oh, you know they would. You know they would. So she did the right thing. I never really knock her on that because she did the right thing to just say, "Oh yeah, we could fight," because she would have lost a lot of people. People have been like, "Oh, she ducking Weili now." Music Madman said Valentina should be next unless her injury stops her. Pretty much, I agree with that. That's what I'm hoping. Like, only if the injury is a problem. Then if they squeeze this in, then hey, what else can I say? Joseph said Valentina better not get another title shot if she loses to Grasso. Oh, I think it'll stop after that. Like, if she loses to Grasso, then we got to move on, man. We got to move on. Liz said Val versus Grasso on slap fighting. Oh man, I can't stand slap fighting. I really can't. If Grasso and Valentina did slap fighting, I'd unfollow them so fast. Not that it would matter, because it'd be like, for every one of hardcore fan they lose to me, like you get like 10,000 slap weirdo fans. So I'm just saying though, like you wouldn't. Oh my goodness, if they did that, I'd be like, wow, why? If they did bare knuckle, I would get behind that before I would slap league. But yeah. Let me try this again. I'm gonna get up off of here, y'all. Been fun. Maybe we'll try to get on live tomorrow or something, but I know I'm working, putting in that work the whole weekend, all the way to Christmas Eve, y'all. So yeah. I'm gonna be getting it in. I'm off Christmas Day, but I'm gonna be getting the work in all weekend long, including the 24th. But to me, as I get older, it's like I'm not like I was when I was a kid. You want to have them days off and chilling. The older you get, you just be like, okay, it's another day. You celebrate Christmas every day if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, celebrating his birthday is like every day. People forget what Christmas is about anyway. That's what's like, just celebrating the traditional way. I don't do that. It's, like I was when I was a kid, not a kid anymore. Molly versus Weili is the super fight. There you go. Put that thing in Glasgow. Was it Glasgow or Liverpool? Yeah. Brian Williams said, thanks. For sure. Thank y'all for keeping the conversation going, and had a lot of people in tonight, about 30. It's been a mature conversation though. Over 30, 40 people, and everybody's been leaving good points, good conversation, and good questions. Good group as always. Good group. Everybody in here. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna get up off here. We're gonna do this again soon, because now that fights are official, we're gonna have a lot of junk to talk. I know people gonna be going in, so we're gonna be doing a few smoke sessions too, here and there. Because I know when BJ get on here, we're gonna be talking junk. So every now and then we're gonna have one of them little barbershop type of atmospheres. But tonight was just like a good conversation type of thing, and I like that. I needed that one for coming back, especially after what has been going on this week, and what been going on for me this past week. Rest in peace to my pops, my dad, and like I said, definitely gotta give props to my dad. I mean, I wouldn't be talking this MMA or martial arts if it wasn't for him. So definitely gotta say rest in heaven to my dad. But yeah, dealing with all of that, yeah, I just had to get on here and talk a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate that, Brian, with the 10 spot. He said we always appreciate what you give us. Thank you, man. 6 at Weili beats Pena. Now that one, I could nah, I ain't even gonna say that. I don't know. Lolita with a 10 spot, I appreciate that. Podcast, who should Irene Aldana fight next? I think she should fight Misha Tate or Panny Kansan. Misha Tate or Panny Kansan. She ain't fighting no number one contender in Juliana Pena. You don't get no number one contender off that fight. That was a great fight. But you get somebody else that can replicate that. My girl Panny take them teeth out. The war is on. Have a great holiday weekend. Yeah, you do the same, Joseph. Yeah. Stamina says salute to Papa Breaker. Oh yeah, man. For sure. I mean, he the daddy of all boxing, MMA. I mean, he was watching UFC when it was on VHS tapes back in 95 and 94, man. Whenever it first started, he was watching UFC when I didn't even like it. You know, I was a boxing head and I was like, I don't like this. He was watching UFC when it was coming to the cage in them street clothes, and, you know, it was up in their gis and up in their windbreakers. You know, yeah, he was watching UFC when it was all, you know, like in that first transition. So, you know, I definitely got to give it all the props and love to him for that. Yeah. But yeah, we gonna definitely get back on. Brian said Papa Break. I love it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Pride Rules era, shoot box, all of that. I'm talking, you know, kicks to the face when they were still on the ground, and, you know, hitting people in the back of the head back then. Referee just keep letting it go on. You know, the moves back then look so brutal. That's why I was like, I don't like this game, man. I was like, what is this? But yeah, man. On that note, hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't. Some of y'all newcomers up in here, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, because this is what we do. Talk about WMMA, promote WMMA. And on that note, Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Peace.